Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is D, and today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck is the Knight of Stones and Horse. And we haven't talked about this card for a while. Matter of fact, I think it's one of the first cards I did when I started the video blogs on YouTube. And as I talk about the court cards, and this is 2 court cards in a row. The first one was the knight, the fox yesterday, which was another knight. And this knight comes along. The first knight wants you to take action. It's on a quest, to take action. This one is telling you that quest is about materialism and stability. Again, the knights are, they're fighters and negotiators. They like to make offers, and usually you're going on a quest. So the fox was sly and cunning in its aspect. This horse is free to show you the path that you're on. It can take you wherever you want to go. The thing is it's up to you on how you want to do that. And two nights back to back. One is telling you to take action, be sly about that action, be clever. Look for people in your life that are flamboyant. And this horse comes along. And it's a very stable animal. It can carry you on a lot of different terrain, and sometimes you have to carry it through some terrain if it gets too steep. But for the most part, the horse is very stable. It's very secure in carrying objects, carrying people. We've been able to tame them, but they're very sure-footed as well. Okay, so where that fox was clever, this horse comes along and it's very sure-footed, and it wants to give you that security, especially when you're riding it. And I've never ridden a horse, and from what I understand, that those that have, you have to let the horse know that you're in control. Otherwise, the horse is going to think they're in control and they're going to run wild on you. And that could lead to danger. So you have to let that horse know that you have the reins, you have the reins, and you're pulling back on the bit and the bridle, if I think I got that right, within the horse's mouth. So again, let's look at the aspects of this. The Knight of Stones, that horse, if we're looking at a person in your life, this is someone who gets the job done, somebody who's very reliant, somebody who's very detail-oriented to make sure that everything's taken care of the way it needs to be taken care of, and you can trust this person to get the job done. And this is somebody who's also going to stand by you. Okay, they're going to help provide that security and that stability as you present your project, or could be a loved one in a relationship that is going to stand by you on a decision. Okay. And they're gonna be there for you. Could be some group of friends that are like that in a social setting. Okay, that they'll stand by you. Maybe you're raising money for a cause or something like that. To help a fundraiser or something like that out. You can go to your friends to ask for support, ask for help and guidance along that, financial advice, whatever. All right, so they'll stand by you. At the same time, if you're the one that gets that thing done, that's great. But, sometimes you have to rely on others to get things done as well. Give them, bits of the project. And, I know, when Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts come along, it was like, hey, can you take your, the popcorn order to work, or the, Girl Scout cookie to work, to help that out. And a lot of times I did. And, and when people bought from me, I bought from them. It was reciprocated. If this is an aspect in your life or a process, it's about going over the details, as I said earlier. It's looking at that possibly that contract, or looking at that project and making sure everything's in place, or making sure that you do your due diligence and looking at all the facts and all the figures, to satisfy an issue, or to solve resolve an issue. All right. It's making sure that you talk to your loved ones about what's going on, making sure that they have all the right information, if they're going on a trip, or, aspects around the house or something like that. It's also taking pride in your work. And, everybody that I know that, worked at both the manufacturing plants that I'm at right now and, the people that are on the line that, are looking at, parts and paint and stuff like that, they take pride in what they do. They're going to make sure that the product that they're putting out is very, has the quality to it. Both, no defects in the parts and no defects in the appearance or in the paint or anything like that. So, they work hard for what they do, but they take pride in their job. And you see the difference with people. Those that take pride in their job and those that are just there for a paycheck. You can see how their work ethic is. And, those that are there for a paycheck don't take pride in what they do. But those that do take pride in their work, they're very responsible at what they do. So, that's kind of like that aspect, that process. And those that take pride in their work, guess what? They're going to stand by others who do the same thing, that have that same work ethic, and you can count on them to get the job done right, to do the right thing when the job comes around. If this is an event or a happening, it's all about persistence. That's what this horse is doing. It's all about persistence. You may be controlling that horse, but don't forget you got to feed it and water it too. All right? It's all about persistence with this horse. This horse will, keep going and keep going and keep going as long as you're persistent as well. Making sure that, you're on the right track. Okay? And if you think about it, if you're persistent at what you do in your work process, you're going to be good at it. You're going to take pride in what that is. Okay, and your bosses are going to recognize that, and know that they can continue to put projects on your plate. Those in your relationships are going to see the pride, that you have, and the persistence of, following a fundraiser, being involved in a community project or something like that, and they're going to stand by you. It's also a happening about employment. This could be an offer or a request going on about employment right now. And there's a lot of people out there with no jobs. All right, maybe they're not as secure or as stable as some of everybody else. All right, maybe they're looking at their materialism and they're saying, you know what, I need to get rid of some of this stuff because I need some cash. I've been unemployed now for 6, 7, 8 weeks, 9 weeks, 10 weeks, whatever it is. And sooner or later that unemployment's going to dry up, and then what? Okay, they're going to have to get back out looking into that job market. So that horse could be telling you right now that right now is a good time to get out there and update that resume, and maybe there's some employment offers that you could do better with your skill set to use, to look at somebody and say, hey, look, I have this skill set, I've been unemployed, I'd be willing to work for you, in exchange for, fair wage and benefits, things of that nature. The one thing that I've noticed during this COVID time, there's been a lot of companies that succeeded, overly succeeded during this time. And 3 to come to mind are Amazon, FedEx, and UPS. For the last 10 weeks, it seemed like they were driving up and down my street like it was a main thoroughfare. And I live off in a small subdivision, but all 3 of those trucks were stopping at almost every house on this street. Now there's some stability there. There's some security there, because packages have to come from somewhere. They get flown in, they go to a distribution center, and then they get put on a truck, and the trucks are out all day long. Planes are in the air. They don't have to worry about passengers or anything like that. They can come in, land, people unload that stuff, load it in a distribution center, get it, on a semis or whatnot, drive it across 2 or 3 hours from an airport and drop it off. It gets delivered, in your city. So, those are very, I don't see those types of jobs going away. And if I wasn't looking for a job, that's going to be the first people I'd look at. This FedEx and UPS, maybe even United States Postal Service. All right, because, mail never stopped. They delivered mail every day. It may have been slower than usual, but guess what? They were mail was being delivered every day. Same thing with the packages. You know, so there's a good opportunity with employment if you're going on a quest. Look at that FedEx, look at that UPS, look at that United States Postal Service. Look at Amazon, and deliver packages if you have to. It pays. You get paid to drive. You may not have a boss, you may have a boss, but, he's not looking over your shoulder if you're out on a route or something like that. So those, some good opportunities. Some of the questions that this card talks about also is, where do you need to push through? Where do you need to, maybe be persistent to look for that employment? Maybe you want to go back to where you're at if there's a job there. Okay, maybe the company's going lean, even leaner than what they were 10 years ago. Okay, you have to push through somehow. I don't know if you're sitting at home or, at work. I know I've been to work the last 3 weeks, and I every day they get longer and longer. I'd rather be working from home. The company allows me to do that, but, there's things that I need to take care of. And I know for myself, I'd rather be at work taking care of work than being at home taking care of work. So where do you need to push through? That's the question. The other question is, what's holding you back? What's holding you back from moving forward? From going on that quest of, seeking employment, or going on that quest to, really understand the path that you were on? What's holding you back from getting the job done and standing up for others, or, looking over the details, taking pride in your work? Those are just a few of the questions that this Knight of Stones talks about this horse. So, I hope this resonates with you. That's today's card, this Knight of Stones horse. Leave comments down below. Make sure you hit that like button and share it and subscribe to the channel. And this is D for the Spirit's Path, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care, God bless, and stay safe, everybody.